Ladies and gentlemen, we are changing lives every day. I get lots of smart people I get to talk to. Jeremy has saved me lots of money, but given me something very important that I needed to make sure I had, which was the right insurance coverage, right? Even when I hit my microphone ear thing sticking out. But Jeremy's in a hurry. I said, let's do a quick little video because he's got a client he's got to take care of, as do we all, right?
Yes, sir.
And so, Jeremy, give a quick summary, if you will, why it is you do what you do and what you're doing to help people.
Sure. Thanks for asking. Why do I do what I do? Well, I get to help good people with a lot of difficult decisions. So I get a lot of personal satisfaction out of helping people and serving people every day. What I do exactly though is I help people navigate the complexities of the health insurance marketplace. Everybody's got their own story. Everybody's a little bit unique. And so I help navigate what's out there and pair them up with the plan that makes the most sense.
All right, well, and tell me a little bit more about why a health decision is so important for somebody. If they're going to do this the right way, they better do it the right way.
Sure. Well, there's a lot of plans out there. That's the one thing people don't realize. What I've come to learn over the last 12 years of being in business, selling insurances, there's a lot more than what people realize. So being able to, or knowing the right questions to ask and knowing what exists in the market and being a broker and having access to all those different types of plans allows me to really customize the plan. And if we're going to spend decent money, sometimes a lot of money, in some people's opinion, on health insurance premiums, let's make sure that that money's doing what we want it to do.
Yeah, I mean, how often is it the case, and we're going to do a very short, quick note because he literally has to go run. I said, you come over to my house to meet with me privately. We made a decision here quickly because I just go, I trust you, bro. I trust you. I know you're doing what I need. You're covering me for what I can afford, what I have, what I need for my personal financial situation, which I'm pretty good shape, so I'll take a higher deductible, et cetera. Some people may not do that. But those are things you need to discuss. Those are things you got to know.
Yeah, absolutely. There's a lot that goes into it. Like I said, everybody's a little bit unique, So we have the conversation. I've done this long enough to know the right questions to ask and find out what's important and how to solve those problems.
Look on the website right there. The link. I think Jeremy's going to jump out of here. I'll put a damn camera on me while he takes off his mic. I'm going to finish up the quick chat here, but you can see there. I'm going to put up on the screen. Thank you, Jeremy.
Be well.
Thank you, Jeremy.
Thank you, Carter.
I don't want you to make you late for your next appointment. But we want to do a quick little spot here. This thing's driving me nuts. What I do here? Hold on. I'll get it. There we go. Literally, one of the most important decisions anybody can make, and we all know that because if we don't, people. Well, number one, right, thank you, sir. The number one cause of bankruptcy. So go to brightinsolutions.com. You can call and text Jeremy directly, 314-724-6922. And the reason I allow guests like this to sit in the studio is because I think they're awesome. It's a little bit of what I get to do as somebody who's been put in this position. I was approached and said, would you like to have a show? And I said, what does that mean? And so I'm fortunate to be able to help people sit in a studio like this and change the world because they're getting their word out. As I put camera number 5 up there, you can see this is Jeremy's information. You can find a lot of great information about him out there, but also go right to his website, which we're going to update for him, brightinsolutions.com. And the reason you should go to that website is going to make it real easy for you to find the information you need to know as we try to change this little planet, make it a little better, if possible. We know we can, and we know you need to do that too. So come in. If you know anybody needs to share their word about what they do, have them come sit here. And Jeremy should be making his meeting. He stayed here an extra minute or two after he said he needed to leave. But he has said they already had to reschedule once. And he said, I got to be there. But he and I made a quick decision. And it was cool because I know that I can trust Jeremy Bright, B-R-I-G-H-T. And you can trust him too. Literally, I've had other people that are close friends that do this same stuff. And whatever didn't happen, because I knew and who didn't. And how many people know somebody in somewhere and then it doesn't. But hey, man, I can tell you can count on Jeremy. That is for sure, and I've been using his services, I guess, since he was on my show the first time, 2017. So we're coming up on 8, 9, 10 years, and that's because Jeremy does a great job. And now he's just set me up with a new policy that I had to do there's legal changes. He said, here's the laws and the way they change and the reason why and blah, blah. And I said, just give me the numbers, give me a few options. If it costs a little bit extra to get a lot better. And he said, literally for me, it was like I could add a $10,000 deductible which I'm like, I'd rather, because I don't have many catastrophic things happen since my coma when I was 19 years old. I haven't had a major medical issue. That wasn't one I even had much to do with. We got hit by a drunk driver. It wasn't my fault for sure. Rest Jimmy Barnes' soul. But we literally, you have to take these issues into account. And you just never know when a major health issue may arise. Literally this week, part of the reason I said, Jeremy, come in, let's do a quick interview. I've got a spot to fill because we were going to have a guest on who something happened. I'm not making this up. I get a text that says, hey, my dad was going to be on. He's in the hospital. And they were sending from his phone and said, this is somebody related to him and he won't be there. And I just started to say, can I pray for him? If there's anything I can do to help him. I do visit people at the hospitals. Most people have seen me do a little bit of that. I don't put that out there a whole lot. But these days, it used to be for quite a bit, and then we had the whole world got kind of crazy. And now we've got more people asking me to do those kinds of things. And I will. I'll go visit somebody at the hospital. I'll talk to them at the schools. I'll talk to them I've been to senior care living facilities, and they all dressed up in Cardinal gear. And I was so surprised to see how fanatical that audience can be, and they love to celebrate their Cardinals. And I talk about my message about overcoming a major traumatic situation, but thank goodness I had great health care at that time and great insurance for my car, auto, and I've got somebody I would recommend to you for that as well. People that I know and trust, and let me know. I'll refer to them because my buddy's done a great job, Mr. Larson. And it's just literally just keep it together for everything you need here and stay on top of it, or else you're going to end up potentially in a pretty difficult situation. And we don't like to see that happen. How many times have I been to a fundraiser? We were just at one Saturday where somebody had a major medical issue, lots of surgeries, all kinds of things going on. And we get too specific. Somebody say, oh, you were talking about me. You don't know who I was talking about. I go to lots of events. What set are you talking about? And it was mostly because the medical bills were beyond what any insurance was covering, from what I understand. And so we had to do a fundraiser. And this happens 5 times a weekend within my group of friends. If I just were to even go to every event that everybody asks me to go to, or that people hear about. Some people know I'm busy all the time, so they don't say, I didn't want to bother you. Bother me. I will go. If I can fit it in my schedule, when I'm talking to people and I go out Friday, Saturday night, Sunday day, Saturday day, Thursday night, whatever it is, let me know. Because we all want to make a little impact on this little planet and help as many people as we can. So I'm looking at my timer down here. I'm going to make this a 10-minute segment because Jeremy deserves at least that much, even though he couldn't stay for the whole segment because he's dedicated to his clients. He does want to make things happen. He came over here to make a decision. I said, let's film a little bit while you're here. And then when I said, he goes, right now I thought you would have an hour. Ends up he only had a half hour. So we got everything set up that we got to do to set up an interview, which I can do in about 15, 20 minutes. And it took about that long, and then we had 7 minutes left to record, and then it became 2 minutes or 4 minutes or whatever he was able to stick around here to start with. But take the time, get a hold of me. If you're a good cause, you're a good charity, a good organization, a good business owner, or you know a good business owner, have them reach out to me. And we have lots of people come on here to just talk a little bit, and I can put that on with sponsors that have paying me as a sponsor of the show because they like what I stand for. Carroll House Furniture. Shout out to Carroll House, Brooke. And because you like nice things in your little castle. But there's a picture of Brooke when he was on the show. That's my first or second interview. He's like, I'm in. I know what you're about. We will sponsor your show. And he's done that now for 3 years. We just hit 3 years mark today. The day I'm recording this, it was February 6th, 2022, when I decided to quit the 6-figure job working for some other big company doing really well, but decided I could do better, I could do more. And I had learned how to do a TV show on the side, as you guys are familiar with the Cowboy and Judge show. Look that up, check it out, cowboyandjudge.com. I think cowboyjudge.com. I think it's cowboyjudge.com. And I bought the domain, I put it up. It's been a while. That show's been off the air technically for about a year and a half. For one point, we're doing 2 shows. But we like to highlight all kinds of leaders. And then some people say, Carter, I'll be honest with you, Carter, I want you to produce a whole infomercial, a whole informational segment about my business. And people pay us to do that. And they know it works because I can show them where I'm like, I didn't know how this would go, but look at some of my historical results. We even share some of it. Some of my clients come on and go, Carter, I made $360,000 off your video. That's why I'm back in the studio shooting another video only 2 years later. Because I'm like, the video's good for 3 to 5 years. It's all shot in high def. Stay tuned for more, everybody. We want to help change this little planet and make it a better, bigger, awesome, more awesome place. And with that, I might edit this in. I'm going to put the title credits up right now. And we might edit this and use it for another segment at some other point. the magic of editing, everybody.